This is Francesco Abruzzino with the Scoop News, and we're back to this question of the well-filled fields, and it's something I've told you. Once I heard this come out in the city council meeting, I got a little concerned because I knew Friends of Pine Brook Park were politically strong and would not allow that area to be reconstructed for this police slash fire department that they've now put in there. I just didn't see that happening. They didn't want the Challenger group to be there because they wanted to keep that natural beauty. So now they were looking at this well-filled area, and once I heard that, I'm like, "Up, there we go," because I know through different council members and one very vocal, Bob Daniels, that they are not a fan of that field because Venice carries a lot of the load for it. Yet they feel that Venice doesn't have the kids there, and that most of the kids come from outside the city limits. And so there's never been a great deal of interest in it in terms of money. So Earl Kimball with the Herald put out an article. I encourage you to go read it today at the Herald. It basically covers how the two fields at the southeast corner of Wellfield will be taken up for this complex, something we've discussed before, but it can't happen until they send this to the voters. One thing that struck me as funny is they say maybe in November we'll have to send it there just to make it's cheaper to put the referendum on in November. And I'm sitting here thinking, Jesus, then why did they rush the police referendum for the new building, 16 million, when they knew there were many issues with it? They could have just taken it off if we're going to wait a year. But, that's me thinking. So anyways, in that referendum, the 16 million, they said, look, we're going to come out. This is what we are on this property, and it's going to cost us X amount of dollars. Now they're saying, oh, that property is not viable, which, again, you would have thought they would have looked at before putting the referendum out. At Wellfield, what they essentially want to do is they want to build out a fire department, a new one for fire station number 2, from over on Grove Street, over by that subsidized housing there, the new one for the elderly people. And they want to take the public works and put it in where the police station is. So they're going to totally renovate that. And then they want to build a brand new police station. Couple concerns, like I said, are you're going to lose a softball field and a baseball field. According to Earl was reporting that these two fields are heavily used. I know the softball is. My daughters used to play softball. And I can tell you, those are heavily used, and they are not going to be happy losing the field. But then again, this is a council that has proven time and time again that if you are not a city member, they don't care how you feel, unfortunately. And even though you come here, you spend a lot of money in the city, you're part of the city, they have a different view of it. And once I heard they were looking at that, I knew they were going to go in that direction. Now, nothing's set in stone, but I'm telling you, that's the only viable. And I know this group, folks. But back to that schedule, they said it's scheduled high, especially with the softball and the football field. So there is some concern there. Now, they basically they have to put out this referendum to the people because it does involve a park, and see if they're interested in doing this. Many of the city residents who are 68 plus are going to say, it's going to save us $2 million. Why do we need these baseball parks? We don't have kids, and it's probably going to go through. That's me just visualizing what it could happen with my knowledge of the city and the politics, which is pretty extensive, I think. So that's where you stand. And I'm not sure what can be done or what can be said. I guess you got to find some people that are involved within the city that would like to see this come to an end and stop it. But again, you're going to be fighting an uphill battle. This has been Frankie Abruzzino with the Scoop.